All right, we are on hole number 6 of the Ghostly Glades tournament. We're in the Wednesday qualifying round for the rookie division. Let's go to Golf Clash Notebook and let's look at hole number 6. See what we got going. Hole number 6 is one of the older holes. Now, the way I've traditionally played this hole is I've used a Titan and an extra mile, and I've gone from here and I've tried to get up here as far as I can, and I use a Saturn and try and backspin into the hole. What we're going to try and do right now, because this shot, I mean, I know I can do this shot, but what we're trying to do right now is we're trying to land here. We're using a quarterback, or excuse me, we're using a Titan in our extra mile, and we're trying to get over into this area to get us into short iron range. And I think my odds of sinking my short iron for the Albatross are higher than trying to backspin in my Saturn. So that's what we're practicing here. If we don't like this, I've shot this hole like that one time before and I ended up in the sand out there. If we don't like how that works, then we're going to, if we don't feel that we can consistently get to where we want to be out there, that it's too risky of a shot, then we're going to. And I'm going to take my Saturn just in case I end up short out there. And I think the rest of those clubs will work. We're going to take a Titan. So if we don't feel like we're consistently getting where we want to get and that it's too risky of a shot, then we're just going to go back to the other one. But we're practicing right now in these qualifying rounds to try and tighten up for the weekend and the midweek qualifier or opening round. So there's no downside here. If we end up in the sand, we can easily just get on. So we will be going for it. We want to increase our odds of getting an Albatross. On any hole like this where you have a legitimate shot at Albatross, you want to, anything that you can do that will increase your chances of Albatross, it's worth exploring and taking a look at it. Sometimes that shot for that Albatross is so risky that you got to weigh that risk versus reward. If you screw up, the risk is that you're done. Now you're going to be lucky if you can even get the eagle on a hole that's super eagleable. Then you may not want to do it, but you're not going to know unless you practice that shot. So what our opponent's doing here, this is my typical deal, and I would use I'd actually use a Kingmaker just because we're not really using the wind as much as we're trying to cut the wind down on the drive to the green to give us the best shot for Albatross. But a Titan will work great here too because you can use the wind to your effect. I'm trying to get out there where our opponent is, and our opponent's going to be in a great spot for a long iron, and then use that Saturn to backspin it in. But we're going to try and come out into here. And try and roll ourselves up. Now we're going to let the wind play in. So we're 2-4, so we don't have to do a full overpower shot here. If we leave some of that wind in, we can do about a half overpower. And we hit it great to the right, but we didn't put any curl on it, so hopefully we'll still miss that sand. And we're over, and we're in the sand. That's the same spot we were in before. Now this is actually a pretty easy shot. I just keep messing it up. Now I would have brought. He's right at the break right there. I would have brought a club that I could have drove the green and not have to hit it over. There is a little bit of an elevation adjustment you have to make here. But anytime you can drive the green, it's always better to drive the green than it is to try and bounce over. So we're going to apply our little bit of backspin. And on the Spitfire, actually, that little bit of backspin is actually quite a bit. So we're going to start off to the side, and we're going to have to curl it towards the hole. So we're at about just a little bit over a ring. apply a little bit of curl. And we hit it good, which is not good. And we'll have a nice little chip in. That was a horrible shot. Horrible. Our opponent came very close to missing that shot. And we're going to do a bump and run with our rapier. We're going to go right at the pin. That gives us a left to right to a great shot to the right. That was a bad shot. Whew. Man, that was almost a 2-ring great shot. We got lucky on that one. I wasn't trying to hit it that bad. I was trying to hit great so that I could show, but that was a little too much great. That's why when you're using your rapier, you always line up straight at the pin. I see people hit with a rapier and then they miss the shot because they hit it great to the left or the right, and then they miss it on the side that they were off the pin. So you want to line it up when you're using a rapier right at the flagpole. That way, if you hit it great to the left or the right, it'll go in on the left or the right-hand side. But if you don't line it up to the flagpole and you're off already, and then you hit it off on that side, you're going to miss. And so always line it up straight at the flagpole. So we got lucky twice on that hole. All right. That was hole number 6 of the Ghostly Glades tournament in the Ricky qualifying round. Thanks for watching.